Remember that the role of the compiler is to take these text files, your source files, and compile those into the Microsoft Intermediate Language. Again, our two options are we can compile that within Visual Studio, a couple of different ways to do this. You can select Build and Build Solution from the menu, or if you have the Build toolbar available on your IDE, you can click the Build Toolbar button, which is basically the picture of the little rectangle with the lines or the arrows pointing down to it. From the command line, you can use the command line compiler CSC, or C# compiler.exe. So from the command line, just simply use CSC space and then give it the name of the class file with the extension that you wish to compile. Now, if you're using the command line compiler, you actually have a number of different switches or options that you can use. Some of the more common are listed here. The / switch will actually display all the compiler options for you. So if you're just interested in looking over a list of different compiler options that are available, then at the CSC command line, go ahead and use that / switch. We also have an out switch that we can use to specify the name and location of the executable. By default, the executable will be created with the same name as the base class that you're building that on, and will be in the same folder as that class. But if you want a different name or a different location, then you can use the out switch. If you want any warnings, compiler warnings, to be treated as errors to prevent the compiler from actually taking place, then you can go ahead and use the warns error switch. We also have a /doc switch that we can use to produce XML documentation based on some comments that are in your source code. We'll be taking a look at how to create these XML documentation comments later. But remember that this /doc switch can be used to actually generate that XML documentation. Now, these are not the only compiler options, but these are some of the more common. You may want to try that compiler, command line compiler, with the / switch to give a current list of the different compiler options available.